What's good, y'all? This is your boy Thavian. I appreciate you guys clicking on this video to check out what we're talking about here. As you can see, it's all about rinse and repeat. This is a video I did earlier in the year, and I've just been going back and looking at my data. I have so much evolved on rinse and repeat since this video, but it's still a good video to show you the process of rinsing and repeating and how it's done and the thought process going into it. So I want y'all to go ahead and check this video out. At the beginning, I got two of my OGs in the Patreon, Mr. Larry and Janelle, with some wise words before I get into the content. So definitely make sure that you pay attention to those wise words from my OG, Mr. Larry and Janelle. Enjoy the video.
One of the OGs have already said, you're going to lose money in this game. It just depends on how much money are you willing to lose, you know? And as a trapper, you got to make sure that you're following the rules and the course the way it's set up so that you don't lose as much, but learn as much as you can so that you'll build up that tough skin. You'll build up the tough skin so that when you build that tough skin up, you see a play and it'll go against you. You won't panic.
David, can I say one last thing? I know we're a little over. One of the things I love about this game is it teaches you about yourself. And
hold on. Say that one more time. Say that again.
What I love about this game, for me, I don't mean this to sound away. Like, it's about the money, but it's not just about the money. So, for example, I used to run, and I hated running, but I loved running because I used to run to master the discipline of doing something that I didn't really want to do physically. Trading teaches you about your beliefs, about money. It teaches you about so many things, like just the psychology of it. That's really the beauty of it, especially if you come from, Trap calls it a poverty mindset, or just not having the awareness, and you're doing this for the first time, like you're the first person in your family or whatever the case may be. You're going to have beliefs that go against what we are starting to learn. Trading is going to show you, it's a mirror. It's going to show you exactly what you need to work on. So for example, you might be up 30% in a play and you might have a thought creep up like, oh, let me just go ahead and cash out and take my money. I know I got 6 months, but I don't want to lose it. That right there. You're thinking about money in a certain way of your fear of losing versus what you can gain. And so be very mindful. That's the beauty of this game. Be mindful of what it brings up for you and be willing to challenge your beliefs around money, around especially the idea of potentially losing money. You have to change your mindset in this game. So I just wanted to say that because for me, that's been the most powerful and transformative part of this game.
So yeah, just rinse and repeat. Like I said, nothing more than using the same company. But at the same time, you need to have the technical analysis on when to get back in. Some of the indicators that we're using for rinse and repeat, like I said, the RSI, you got your moving averages, your 50-day, your 120-day, and your 200-day moving averages. I incorporated the alligator method in my portfolio. Also the Bollinger Band. I don't necessarily use the signal use, but if that's something you want to research, that can help you also. So the play I did was SMH. Like I said, I got my dates here. So as you can see, May 16th is when I jumped into SMH. This is the date that I sold it. Now, this is how I like to play. This was phenomenal to me because my money was not tied up for a long period of time. Bought it 516, sold it 524, 105%. Will we get lucky like that all the time? Probably not. The stock price was $232 at the time. My premium was 530. I end up paying 1061.32. When I cashed out, it was 21.82 for a profit of 1121.30, 105%. Rinse and repeat. Same company. I jumped back in, 528. I sold it on 614. These dates are critical. Rinse and repeat. The stock price at the time was $249. The premium was $9. I purchased it for $900. When I sold it, $1804. Once again, 100% profit. What Trap say? Get your 100% and get out. I did that. $903. Once again, I'm feeling good. I'm on it. You can't tell me nothing. I got this game. Boom, 620. I jumped back in. Now I sold this at 8.2. But you see this difference between these short runs here? This one was a little longer. As you can see, the stock price at the time was $268. The premium was $10. I ended up paying $1,000. I like to play in that $1,000 range. When I sold it, I only got $48. Lost $952, 95% loss. I shouldn't have did that play right there. But when I go through the RSI and everything like that, I'll show y'all what happened right there. Then I decided to get back in 625. 710, I sold it. Notice here, stock price 268. I got in too high. I didn't wait for it to come back down. But I lost there. Keep in mind, when I sold, as you can see, I sold this before I sold that. I knew I messed up right here because it was constantly dropping. So I re-entered later once I saw the price drop. See that there? Keep in mind, I bought this on 625. Stock price at the time was 261. My premium was $3.95. Premium price don't always correlate with stock price. I always keep that in mind. I had to learn that the hard way too. If I bought the stock at 268 and the premium was $10, I could come down here and this stock price would be 268. You still wouldn't be here at $10. It just depends on the volatility. They'll raise the premiums up if a lot of people jumping in and out of the plays. If there's no movement or it's going down tremendously, you'll get a discount. You hear everybody talking about the discount on the premium. And in hindsight, I ain't know none of this at the time like I know now. But that's where, data. See all this? This is my data. I have went back and researched my old plays and what I did wrong and what I coulda, shoulda, woulda did. So now I know how to move forward in the future. So always have data. Record your data. I think Trap calls it journaling. So yeah, I jumped back in that play. Stock price was 261, premium 395. I paid 791. I sold it 907. Small gain. But I'll go ahead and tell you what happened here. Like Janelle was saying, I ran a short position, meaning my expiration was probably like 30 days, which is against Trap rules here. He don't do a 30-day play, but some people jump into expirations with short time on them because they're cheaper. But everything got to go your way if you do that. Everything got to go your way if you do that. All right, so now we'll go ahead and look at the charts on this SMH and all those moves I made. All right, so for this particular one here, I use stockcharts.com. That's what trappers recommend for you in the course. Can anybody see that? I'm gonna blow it up a little bit. All right. So if we go back 516, 232. That's here, May. That's when I jumped in. Oh, by the way, this right here is the alligator method. Now I'm a little unorthodox when it comes to the colors. I set my own colors. They're not the normal colors. So when it comes to the alligator method, for anybody that's used to it or not used to it, you have the lips, the teeth, and the jaw. In my case here, pink lips, gold teeth, black jaw. That's how I set my colors up for the alligator method. Pink lips, gold teeth, black jaw. Now keep in mind, when I ran this play, I didn't know anything about none of that. I'm pretty much going off the momentum and what Trap is saying in the chat. So I jumped into SMH right here. That's what it looks like on the chart. And it looks like this on the RSI. Trap likes to jump in plays when the RSI is above 50. If you're familiar with the term RSI, anything over 70 is overbought here. Anything under 30 is oversold. So this is that happy median right there. That's what Trap likes to get in. Once he sees momentum shifting above this line and is heading north, that's when he likes to get in. That's when he'll start running the play. Keep in mind, if you jump in down here, you're going to have huge upsides all the way up here. Are you guaranteed that? No, you could hang out down here for a long period of time. But for the sake of this play right here, we had been down. I think something happened in April. We was down hard, and we knew that downtrend was over. And this is why I started jumping in at. So that first play, 516, stock price 232. I sold it at 524. That's here. Bought, sold. 105%. The second, as you can see, we're still on that uptrend. I jumped in here. What was that price? 249. Bought 528, sold 614, 249. Bought, sold, bought again, sold up here. Still got that momentum going. Now this is the one I should not have bought. As you can see, the RSI is above 70. But once again, I didn't pay any attention to that. I just knew that thing was moving and I was looking to get more. So I did buy here. And I end up selling over here at a huge loss. Now, as you're looking at this, you could say, why didn't you sell here? Would that be a question? Anybody can answer? After the fact, why didn't you sell here? Because from here to here, I probably was like 15 to 20%. And I'm looking for the bag. So I held on to it, thinking I was going to get that run again. Never happened. And now, as you can see, straight downtrend. Down, 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 down. And at that point, I was getting close to my expiration date. So I had no choice but to sell it.
Fabian, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
This is a question for everyone on the call who has watched the alligator method video, which you were probably, apologies if you were going to go here, Fabian, but what was the indication there was a signal based on the alligator method that would have told you to get out of this trade? What was it? Where was it?
Yep, I know that.
Come off mute, and whoever knows the answer.
Isn't that where when the candle hits that middle that middle line? I think, what's that? The teeth, I think. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So with the alligator method, which I posted the video in the chat if you haven't watched it, when the price closes below the teeth, that is usually a strong indication that it's about to drop. The inverse is true as well. So when you see where Fabian first started getting in, I would bet, we can't really see it on the image, but I would bet the alligator method would have showed when it closes above the teeth, that will show you it's on an uptrend.
Right.
So yes, that's why, that's the power. That's what I mean when I say that's the power of being able to combine some of this more technical stuff with, okay, this is fundamentally still a good stock, but stocks go up and down, as we all know. The indicators will help you understand when they're going to go down, when they're going to go up.
But before I go any further, since I was starting on rinse and repeat, do anybody have any questions on the way I jumped in and jumped out? Because like I said, I did all that without the technical analysis. Now I know more about technical analysis. I understand where I went wrong and things of that nature. So that's why I was highlighting it here with RSI and the decisions I should have and should not have made. So from this point, I can blow this thing up and just show you some of the technical analysis things like Janelle was talking about that we can read in hindsight, because going in the future, when you get ready to make your next play, you're going to research all that stuff back here, because the play is up here now. And it looks real nice and good looking at it after the fact. But now you got to be able to navigate in real time and read what these lines are doing and what the candles are doing at that time to make your decision. See, we can easily go back now and look at all this and what we woulda, coulda, shoulda did. So like I said, these are my jumped in here. I should not have jumped in here. Why? Because the RSI is above 70. It was too high. When it's above 70, at some point, it's going to come back down. Now, I've seen some stocks ride up here, you know, for about a month. Now, at your point, at some point, if you're new to the Patreon and you see everybody up here winning, and you come in the middle and just jump in right here, because everybody, you know, in the chat, you know, talking about their wins, but they was down here. Yeah, they winning when it's up here right now. And then you join the Patreon and you jump in right here, and then boom. Oversold. So at some point, it's going to come down from up here, just a matter of when.
And it's amazing too, looking at that, Davian, like if you would have, like you said, you didn't know about the RSI back then, but had you have known that, you literally could have rinsed and repeat this 4 times and won on this just by going off RSI.
Yep. See, at this point, you know, I'm kind of nervous and scared now, because we don't know what it's going to do. But here, I was just, you know, riding the wave. But like I said, this play right here, I should not have done. This was my only mistake here. And then I tried to recover when I bought this one, but it wasn't many gains on my last one, see. Only 14%. Trying to get some of that back in hindsight. All right. This is the alligator method with that play. I also like to use the Bollinger Bands. Now with the Bollinger Bands, you have your lower and upper level resistance levels. In the middle here is the average price. I kind of like this, because if I'm down here, you can guarantee that the stock will at least go back to the average. And this line right here will all give you the average price of the stock. If it goes up here, at some point, you're going to know it's going to at least come back down to the average price. Now, what they say about the Bollinger Bands, Trap had mentioned this. He probably don't use it in detail. I have learned to go a little further, but just in hindsight, if it hits this resistance level here, it's pretty much safe bet it's going to start a downtrend somewhere. But look at this one here. We're looking at what's that? May 20th. It constantly hit this thing. You expected it to come down. That's what they'll tell you. But there's other indicators that you can learn to tighten up your decision on getting in or getting out. But for the most part, if you just pull up Bollinger Band, if it hits this level, the ceiling, look for it to start coming back down to the average. If you hit the bottom, you can start looking for it to go back up to the average. But there's some more stuff involved. But like I said, just looking at the Bollinger Bands, if you just wanted to at least use it for that, I kind of like to use it for the average. I like how it identifies the average stock price. I don't trust it so much on when it's going to bounce off of these. That's where the alligator method comes in for me. Like I said, you always want to use two indicators. Now, I know Janelle says she used two different ones. I've come to put the alligator together and the Bollinger Bands. They've pretty been working successful for me and helping me understand when a trend is changing. Go ahead, Janelle.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump. So last thing I want to say is, again, I'm always thinking about the people who are just starting out. And I know it can be confusing. Well, I know it can be overwhelming, I should say that. There's multiple ways to add technical analysis on top of what Trap teaches. So you don't have to know all of this. Like you know, Thavian showing alligator and Bollinger Bands, you know, but you can just find the one that works for you if it's something that you want to do. The book that I shared in the chat, and I'll share it again before I bounce, Stan Weinstein's Secrets for Profiting in Bull and Bear Markets. I swear by this book. I read this book multiple times a year. And this is the book that started me out on technical analysis, and he makes it so simple. He breaks a stock chart into stages, and there's certain stages when you buy, and there's certain stages of that chart when you stay away. And so if the technical stuff is really overwhelming or confusing, I think this is an excellent entry, or at least it was a great entry for me before I got into even more technical things like the alligator method. So I'm gonna post the link again for anyone who's starting out and you're looking for a way to get started with charts. I highly, 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 highly recommend it.
Appreciate that. Yeah, like Janelle was saying, man, you know, you first want to learn the course. I think the course just gives you the basics before you start getting into the technical analysis, because before technical analysis, I mean, you still can make decisions, good decisions on quality plays if you've done the research on the company. The technical analysis just, you know, tighten things up. And one thing Janelle brought up in the video that she posted is about, you know, getting your premium price at a discount. Now, her rule of thumb is she wants to get into a play where she guaranteed, you know, 100% return on the premium. So the premium price got to be the right price. And but she gave the premium price and divided by 2. I thought that was phenomenal. I've been using it ever since. Now, me personally, what I've learned from that, me personally, you don't have to do the 100%, but at the same time, it makes you aware of what you could possibly get. You know, a lot of traps plays, we've come to find out, you know, a lot of them don't have 100% behind them on the premium because we don't bought them so high. So once I tapped into that method that Janelle brought up, if I put a number in and it's 80%, 60% based off the premium, I know that when it gets there, I need to go ahead and sell at 80%. Now you kind of know what to expect. You know, we all want that 100%, but if you didn't put yourself in position based on the premium price you paid for 100%, you're probably not going to get it. And I've seen some of my plays when they sit right at 80%, and I said, man, yeah, it'll be at 100% tomorrow. And then boom, goes south 50. And now I won't see 80% again. Well, now I'm coming to understand that was my number. So yeah, when it's coming to some of these technical analysis, man, just whatever works best for you. Like I said, Teron talking about he using 7. I'm like, 7, man, I know I'm not about to use 7, but I use these 2 right here. and they get the job done. And before I found these, I was just using the simple moving averages, and I was picking my price points. They wasn't the bottom, but they wasn't the top either, and I was getting returns. But now I can work on getting greater returns with using the technical analysis. So yeah, once you find your niche that's comfortable for you, because all of them will look confusing at first, man. I think I watched the Bollinger Band video 15 times. I watched the alligator 25 times. But when I got it, I got it. Go ahead, Mimi.
So can you show us again? I know you showed us 2 weeks ago the formula that you put in the bottom to get the lip, teeth, and jaw, and then the Bollinger Bands.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and show that in real time here. Blow this up real quick. Now we just want to see how these candles was moving based on the alligator method. So rule of thumb, once again, pink lips, gold teeth, black jaw. You can't see it down here because it's cut off, but down here the indicator indicated that we was going on this long run here. But the lips are above the teeth and the jaw. Once the lips cross over the teeth and the jaw, is going to signal a downtrend. But notice the lips did not cross over the jaw, they just crossed over the teeth. But other rule of thumb is your candles when they open and close. So if a candle closes below the teeth, which is here, it's going to signal a downtrend. Now these lines are a lagging indicator. As you can see, the candle closed below the teeth here. But if you're looking at the pink lips that day, it didn't cross over. So that's why you got to learn this part right here. Because if you wait until the line does cross, you're kind of too late on the trend. So always remember that. If it closes below the teeth, it's going to signal a downtrend. If it closes above the teeth, it's going to signal an uptrend. So
right.
we got to go ahead.
No, I was the actual numbers you did to create the lines.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go through that.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm gonna actually go to it real time, just kind of showing everybody the candles and how they move with the alligator. And like I said, right here we had that reversal, but it didn't last long, and then we went on an uptrend again. The lips are above the teeth, and the lips are above the jaw. Now, as they spread further apart like this here, you start getting space. That lets you know you're going to have a huge uptrend. It's going to be some momentum there. So you see, we went up here pretty strong. Trying to see what that was, June. So that was at least about a week and a half, close to it. 10, 17. So yeah, we're about 2 weeks with this uptrend right here. And then, as you can see, we closed below the teeth. So now that's going to start our downtrend. Close below the teeth, starting our downtrend. So now the lips are crossing over the teeth. Now the lips are crossing over the jaw. And we're on our downtrend. But what happens here? Can anybody answer what happened here? the candle closed above the teeth. Gold is the teeth. This is the candle. It opened here, but it closed here. See? And boom, that gave us the signal for the uptrend. And then that's when it started going up. So hindsight 2020, looking back now, if I had these skills back then, I'd have made different decisions, probably got in a few more plays. But now let me go back to the RSI. Anybody got any questions on that? Mimi, you still on?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go through stock charts in real time. This is one I already got set up, but I'll just pull up a new one.
So are you able to do that alligator chart, and then you're able to watch it live, so you can make that decision during?
Correct.
You are? Okay.
Correct. So, and y'all put a few plays in the chat, and I'll run through them. You know, like Eli Lilly, Meta today. I'll run here with the alligator. So basically, I just pulled up stockcharts.com. This is how mine pulls up initially. Get these ads out the way. So a bunch of mumbo jumbo down there that I don't use. So MACD, some people use that. I don't use that. So we come down here, and the way I like to set mine up, chart type, I like to use candlesticks. And this is what my man was talking about, daily. I keep mine on daily, what the stock is doing that day. And what this is your candles moving up based on the day. Now, if you change this on time, like hours or something, or weeks, then it'll show the candle what it's doing that week. But we keeping ours on the daily. 1 year out, I'm just gonna put this with 6 months so I can dial in a little closer for you guys. As you can see right here, it says this is the candles, and it's on auto. But I like my up to be green, my down candle to be red. Come down here, I like my candles to be solid. Like I said, these are just my preferences. And here is where you create the alligator. Now there's several options in here. Now the Bollinger Bands is already self-made, but on the alligator, it won't say alligator. But you have to create all 3 lines. And you do that with simple moving averages. Simple moving, simple moving, simple moving. I got my 3. All right. Now when it comes to the alligator, you have 13, you have 8, and you have 5. 13 is the jaw. So now I'm gonna create my colors. I like my jaw to be black. 8 is the teeth. Gold teeth. 5 is the lips. Pink lips. Boom. Keep in mind there's other indicators in here, things that you could use, but I use the simple averages. So as you get more familiar with stockcharts.com, you're welcome to go in there and explore those different strategies. Indicators. This is where we use the RSI. Once again, a lot of different options in here. MACD, things that you want to use, price performance. I'm only focusing on the RSI. Click RSI, I turn these other ones off. Because I like to keep my chart clean. Anything you got up here will be up at the top of your chart. Like I said, I like to keep my chart clean, so I just turn those off. Parameters for alligator, default is 14. I hit my update, and this is how my chart will look. What is that? Y'all got a stock in mind? What's the cat talking about? AXP?
AVGO.
Yeah, that's one of my babies right there. I don't rinse and repeated that thing too. Man, what's going on? Oh, get these ads out the way. Okay. Now we're just looking at trends. This is the alligator method. Let me change. Now, what you want to know about AVGO?
So this is what happened today.
All this is historical. What happened
Okay.
today, right here in this little area right here. Because when these are your months and dates down here. This is where we are now, and this is the stock price at the time.
Okay, so if you wanted to watch it live, is there a way for you to watch? Like, you have people saying 1 minute, 5 minute, hour, 4 hour.
Oh,
is that here too?
Well, if you got this pulled up during the day and the stock market is running, you're gonna see it move.
Oh, you're gonna see it move? Okay.
Yeah, not much to this really, other than it's more for research than anything. I mean, you're gonna see your stock price go up and down because it's the stock price.
Oh, okay.
But
so during the stock market, this is moving.
Yeah, it's moving during the day, and you can tell it's moving during the day because whatever the candle is for that day, because it's still going up and down, it'll be highlighted in yellow all day to let you know.
Oh, okay. I never looked at it during the stock market. Okay.
But like I said, when you're pulling it up this way, it's all about identifying trends, getting to know the company and how it performs. So that's what this is for. Now, if you want to look at it in real time, because like I said, if I want to make a call, if I want to make a decision before closing to buy a stock or not, I would just I blow this out here so I can see it. I put like a 1 month. That way it blows up right here and I can see what's going on in real time. This is the decisions. See, all this doesn't happen. All you kind of doing is looking at this to identify trends. How did it move? How did it react to the alligator? We know that if it closed above the teeth, it's going to signal an uptrend. So let's look at the trends and see did it actually do that each time. And if it did, then I know once I get down here, it's been true back here that if it closes above the teeth, it's going to indicate an uptrend. So once it closes above the teeth up here, which it did right here, we should be getting ready to go into an uptrend. But keep in mind, the lips have not crossed over the teeth and the jaw yet. But this is telling you that it will. So we should be ready to go into an uptrend. Or it could go sideways as the lines get closer. So like I said, right here is where you're making your decisions at. Based on the candle when it closed. Did it close above the teeth? Did it close below the teeth? For you to make your next decision. Like I said, right now, these lines are stretched out pretty far, but now they're getting ready to come back together. But in this instance, today, it closed above the teeth. So we could be getting ready to go into an uptrend.
Okay.
It could be a small uptrend. It could be a big one. Like these right here, they wasn't that long. And keep in mind, look at your dates. That's how you really kind of turn how long those runs went. That's October 7th. So we went north until the 14th. So that thing ran for 7 days. You got to keep all that stuff in mind too. We get losing track of time sometimes, and that time is valuable. Like I've heard Trap say, man, the thing been running for 6 months. It need a rest. So you got to be mindful of that. Keep track of the time it's been running.
So on October 14th, you said when it closes above the teeth, it's gonna do an uptrend. See October 14th with the red candle.
October 14th. So this is 14th.
So it closed above the teeth, but then it created a downtrend. It had a gap, but then it right? Am I saying it right?
Well,
So
in this instance right
it
here,
closed above the teeth.
no, yeah, in this instance right here, you're looking at the 14th. There's no issue because it's still above the teeth, so we still on an upward trajectory.
Right. But then the next day it dropped.
Yep, the next day it dropped. It dropped below the teeth. It opened above the teeth, but
Okay.
it closed below the teeth.
Okay.
And look what happened. It went down.
Mm-hmm.
So your indication was here, and then the lips followed suit. It went down. And then the next day, it closed below the teeth again. But then after that, it closed above the teeth. But see, right here, we sideways.
Okay.
And when you see it like this here, you really want the lips to be up under the teeth and the jaw.
Okay. Then that indicates what? It indicates uptrend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody got another stock they want to look at? Oh, okay, I see AMAT up here. AMAT.
Oh, I have another question. So with the Bollinger Bands, is it a certain number placement on the bottom to get them, or is it already automatically set
Now
on the
the
bottom?
Bollinger Bands,
Yeah,
the only thing you need to do based off this method is I'll show you here real quick. I'm gonna change it from I think the default is 20 and 2. So Bollinger Bands. See, that's 20 and 2. You're just gonna change this to 30 for this method. All these ads. And then on the RSI, on the RSI, we want to change that to 13 when you're using the Bollinger Band method. And that's all you really need to do. And like I said, I turn these off when I'm using the Bollinger Band method. And update. And see, this is your Bollinger Band here, your resistance level, upper resistance, lower resistance, and then this is the average price. Like I said, this is really why I look at the Bollinger Bands. Give me that average price.
Thank you.
We was looking at AMAT. And turn all this other stuff off. I don't use. All right, so you can see AMAT pretty active. Just look at that RSI. See that thing all over the place. We got a question on AMAT. Who put AMAT in here?
Yeah, I got a call on that for AMAT. It's looking like it's finna go on the uptrend. Look like it's finna go up.
Let's see what we're talking about. Let me go to the All right. Pink lips, gold teeth, black jaw. The pink line is at the bottom. When the pink line crosses over the gold teeth and the jaw, signaling an uptrend. But once again, those lines could be a lagging indicator. So ultimately, you want to look at what's going on with your candles and when they close. And this is what we're talking about here. Candle closed above the teeth. Candle closed above the teeth. And the lips have crossed over the teeth, and the lips are getting ready to cross over the jaw. So yeah, we should be getting ready to go into an uptrend. How long will it last? We don't know. But then again, you can kind of look at the RSI. The RSI above below 50. So that lets me know we got some running room. That's why I like to be below 50. Like Trap want to make sure it's gonna run, so he want to see it hit above 50 and start an uptrend. Because I know eventually we're gonna leave here, and that's just gonna give me way more upside. See what I'm saying? Way more upside. Now, right now we got it out to a month. So let me go back to 6 months just to see how many times that thing has been oversold, overbought above 70. So here we haven't been overbought since June 17th. So that's about the latest high right there. So at this point here, I would speculate that I can at least get here or here before it starts the next downtrend again. But yeah, for right now, man, should see some upside if we don't repeat what's going on here. But I think back here, we had that event going on August 1st. I think that was that CrowdStrike thing that happened. And every stock in the book went down. Questions on that?
Where do you see the calculations of your percentage growth? Is that something that's done inside the options play, or is it something that you're calculating?
You talking about what I did on my sheet up there?
Yeah, or anything where you're saying, okay, we're up 20%, 50%, 100%. Where are you seeing those numbers?
Well, you seeing those numbers on your platform.
Okay.
But the little sheet I did, those are percentages I created to track my sales, my profits and losses. Because in the beginning, man, I was just jumping in and out of plays. I'm like, well, damn, man, am I really making money or not?
Right.
Then I had to come up with that. All right, man, that's pretty much all I had, man. And if there's something else y'all want to discuss, man, don't hesitate to hit me up in the chat, anybody in the chat. These are the links that I use to learn what I've learned. Like I said, I like the Bollinger Bands and I like the alligator method. I'm gonna give y'all this here too.
Davian, thank you so much for going over there with us, because that just really helps me. So I appreciate that.
No problem. Like we were discussing earlier, Trap gives out lottery picks. I took the liberty after I got settled in the course and everything like that. Every lottery pick that Trap dropped, I added to a spreadsheet. So you'll see Trap talk about the value, the buy-in price, and the load to vote. And this right here is the current stock price. Now I have codes in here where it downloads the actual stock price in real time automatically. So you don't have to touch that. So I'm gonna give you this sheet, and then y'all just save it on another name to your own platform, and then you can just update it as lottery picks come in. And basically all you want to do is, because I put the newest play at the top. You could go at the bottom. I just put the newest play at the top. So insert row above. And then what I want you to do is copy and paste that last formula. Right click, make sure you hit paste special, because you only want to put the formula in there. Formula, and you do that over here also. Copy this, paste, right click, formula only. Now, whenever everything is linked to the everything is linked to the ticker symbol. So any ticker symbol you put in here, that's the correct ticker symbol. It'll give you the name and the stock price. And you just keep doing that as Trap puts in lottery picks. See that?
You gonna have that in the chat, or where you gonna put that?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give y'all this link in the chat right now. Just wanted to show you how to use it there. Like I said, hit file, save on your own, and that way y'all can update it. Because I think it's gonna try to ask me to give y'all permission. Yeah, I don't want to keep doing that. All right. Got everything y'all need. Let's see. Yep, that's it. I sure appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, I don't mind sharing game. It helps me learn more. When you can explain it, just gonna help me be even better with executing my plays, and hopefully it does the same for you. Reach one, teach one.
Yeah, man. Good looking out on doing this, Davian, man. Look, when I seen Trap shout you out, man, I thought that was so dope last week on Trapping Tuesdays, man. I was turned up, man. Appreciate all you doing for the group, man, for real.
All right, no problem, man.
Was you lit when Trap shouted you out on Trapping Tuesday? Was you lit, man?
Hey, to be honest with you, man, he never remember my name, but because I don't interacted with him on a couple of deals. When he was doing the live shows in cities, he came to Dallas. I asked that same question, man, about Google. All my questions have been about Google when it came to Trap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was appreciative though, for sure.
I do have one more question for everybody, if it's okay to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Regarding the buy and hold portfolio, I know we've been talking about options tonight, and this is like, I appreciate it. I got 3 pages full of notes right now. On the buy and hold portfolio specifically, is there a number that you're looking to get out at? Because every one of the buy and hold, and I know we talked about it earlier on, maybe an hour and a half ago here, but it feels like every one of the buy and holds through this year have definitely overperformed. And I've been like tempted, all right, when do I get out? When do I stay? And I've heard some people say that they clear out their portfolio at the end of the year. Is there a rule specifically you're following?
Me personally, man, when I started, it was all about you can make money in the stock market, buy and hold. That I was doing that, my buy and holds made a little money, I cash them out. But then I met Trap, and he would literally get in people's ass. Why you sell? He had just convinced me that don't worry about price. I think Eli Lilly was the first expensive stock I bought, because my mindset was always, buy them cheap as possible so I can get as many shares. And I heard him say one day, you bought a lot of shares, but the stock ain't moving. And I'm sitting in here watching the group, and he's picking these expensive stocks, and they was like moving. So I took it for myself. He had convinced me. I bought Eli Lilly. Couldn't buy but one share, like $400 or $500 at the time. And that thing had moved up to $600. And I sold it and got my $200. And I heard him get on somebody about that, You buy and hold is where you build your wealth. Don't sell them. You know, and you probably hear him talk about, set a goal, buy 20, buy 50, buy 100, buy 500, buy 1,000. And that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I'm not really even especially since I learned this option game now, I'm not even really looking at getting buy and holds to a certain level to sell them and cash out. Because like you said, like Jeff Bezos and all these guys, they rich because of their stock options. They don't even have the cash in their pocket. But when you say they worth these billions, it's because of the amount of stocks that they hold.
And that was going to be something I was going to ask. I just didn't know if this was like the right setting for it. But when it comes to buy and hold, because I've been, working 9 to 5 and corporate, it's been, been doing that for my whole career so far. Options have been entirely new for me this year. So like when I look at my buy and hold and I'm, a little over 6 figures, and I think, okay, what happens when I start getting, some real amount of equity in here? What does a liquidation event look like? Is it, I got some friends that do a line of equity, depending on what brokerage they use. They're able to I don't want to call it margin accounts, but they're able to take they're able to use it basically on margin in a way, but that's how they fund buying other assets. But I was curious how everybody in this group chat, or not group, but in the Patreon, was doing it with their buy and hold. I just heard people talking about selling, and for me, I've never actually, I just don't sell. I've just been holding it for years and years, so I have a good amount. I'm just like, okay, great. How do I actually liquidate this in the most efficient way?
Oh yeah, now that is the question that he makes sure you ask yourself. If you're gonna sell it, what you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? Because and you always reevaluating the portfolio, because you might be holding those things and you just holding them. They're not even performing no more. So could you sell these 1,000 shares? They have value, but at this point in time, whoever the company is, it's not performing anymore. Your money is just there. So let's sell and move it to another performing asset that triple its value again.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the play.
The story that had my wife finally move off of stock. Like, we have, our portfolio from work also buy and hold. But was the Toys R Us story, because we had been holding the company we both worked at for a while in the 90s, Allied Signal, but just has not moved at all. And I was like, they're going to be Toys R Us one day. So we should sell that and move it into something else, because we've held it for 20 years, right? And it just sat there.
Exactly. That's a prime example right there, man. If it's not performing anymore, like Trap say, man, every stock needs to prove why it should be in your portfolio.
Yeah.
So at the end of every year, you're kind of looking at it, see what it performed. And that's why Trap like to pick movers. If you took the course, the annual 10-year, that's part of the course. He tell you to do that. That's going to tell you if it's a mover or not.
I appreciate that more than you know. Thank you for this, and thank you for tonight, man.
Yes, sir. All right, man. If there's nothing else, man, we're going to sign off. And we got Amazon earnings tomorrow. I got 3 plays in Amazon. I need that thing to hit. Y'all going to see me screaming in the chat tomorrow for real. Appreciate y'all. All right. Thank y'all.
That concludes the video. Hope y'all enjoyed that. I definitely hope you got something out of it. Me just rewatching it brought back some things to light. Like I said, one of the main things is just knowing when to get back in. And I appreciate you tapping in. Go ahead and click the like button, man. Share this out to some of the other trappers, man. Everybody in the Patreon always have the same question. So that's why I originally started making these videos. There's always something in each video for everybody. Everybody's questions get answered. I try to make sure of that because I hear the same questions all the time. Appreciate you guys tapping in, man. Like, share, subscribe. I'll have more because I'm in the Patreon for life. Salute.